Hi, welcome back to the allotment. I'm here with Mark today to get some tidying up and some jobs done, which I'm going to show you what we're going to be up to in just a minute. But at the end of September, which is a while ago now, I had intended to do a video back then, but if you've been with me for a while now, you'll know I've been struggling with the old motivation. To the point actually where I haven't even been watching other gardening videos, but something happened this week that changed that, and I got a notification on my phone telling me that Danny at the Grow Up channel was going to be going live 30 minutes from then, and so I decided to watch the live, and I'm so glad I did. It was a live, unlike most of Danny's other lives, it was just Danny. Normally he has a few guests on and they're really funny and really good. If you're into gardening, you'd enjoy them, I'm sure. And this was just Danny, which was just as good. It was a lovely live. But there were lots of people in the comments, and people were talking about losing their motivation, and I, commented that I had, and I don't know, just watching that video, it just gave me a little bit back, gave me a little bit of motivation back to get started, and I think that's what I've missed. So, also this weekend I've been to a flower show, which I'll show you more of later in the video, and it's really helped. And today, so me and Mark have come up to get some tidying done, and we've been here a couple of times and we have got some jobs done. I've got a little bit of footage to show you, but yes, it's been 2 years since I did my first video on the 30th of September 2023, and to mark the occasion, I thought I'd show you some photos my dad gave me a few weeks ago now, and these are photographs from when my dad first got the allotment, which is 23 years ago now. And so I've taken some before and after photos, I suppose, if you like, and I was looking at the photographs and I was thinking, oh, it's nice just being open ground, all those rows of veg. I mustn't think like that, because we spent a lot of effort, a lot of money and time making the allotment what it is now. So yeah, we won't be thinking, ooh, open ground gardening looks good, because I'll be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, so enjoy some photographs, and then I'll show you a few bits that have been happening over the last few weeks on the allotment before we come back round and talk about what we're up to today. so I can't. I want to make sure he or she is okay. Right, so I'm not going to do a big full plot tour, but this is a brief plot tour. Do not look at the dead plants in the greenhouse. This is the compost that came out of the compost bin when Mark was sorting it out the other day. It is starting to fall apart in between, which is why Mark was sort of bolstering this central panel with some other bits of scrap wood we had. So that's next year's compost. We're making this year's already. So yes, this has just been dumped here so that we can then distribute it everywhere else. There's a bit of plastic in it, and somebody somewhere has been throwing rubble and clay soil into it, which I'm not very impressed with, but it is what it is. We'll just get rid of that, filter through, and there's some plastic in there as well, but that happens as well. So he's taken the bean PTPs down and the sweet corn and all that. You saw me harvesting the Jerusalem artichokes. Those artichokes came from just 2 tubers. I can't remember the variety. I think it might be Fuseau, but I will write it at the bottom of the screen. And yeah, we've got lots of volunteer nasturtiums. I'm going to leave those in as long as possible until they die back, just for food for little creatures. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like the smell or the taste of them personally. Mark's just clearing out these beds because these beds can all be tidied up now. Everything's a bit weedy, but it's doing okay. Cosmos and Cosmos and dahlias, I never supported them, so this is what happened to them. We have some lovely flowers, but yeah, they've not been dead-headed and kept up to. But I'm thinking of keeping the dahlias in here over winter with it being a raised bed. It might be okay, or they might be okay, and we'll see how they go, in the spring. But we'll be taking the cosmos out, obviously. Let me just show you the pond, and then it'll be time for me to get on. Mark's just emptied out the tomatoes that were in here. Didn't really get a good... Well, we got a lot of tomatoes from them, but the plants got... they just didn't survive. I was in blight outside on an allotment. It's difficult to grow tomatoes at times. But let me show you the pond. So, it needs a good clean out because it's got a lot of leaves in there. But look at the erigeron. Little Mr. Quackers, or whatever we've called him, is completely embedded in Mexican flea bane there. That's looked really nice, and it's done really well here. So yeah, I do definitely want more around the plot, but this will self-seed quite freely as well. So yeah, little Phil keeping guard. Looks like you've caught a fish, Phil. Okay, so can't leave him to do all the work for a change. So I will get on. So here's a quick look at the polytunnel. It has just been cleared. Still a bit more to do, as you can see. We need to get the tomatoes and the bits and bobs out in the middle. It needs a really good mulch this year because I didn't mulch it well enough this year, and I think it really, it really showed. We've had a good tomato harvest. But because I haven't been here as often, we have had some rot on the plant. We've got quite a few fruit flies in here at the moment, so when I get this cleared up before we go today, and then just leave the doors open to just let everything get cleared out, and then I'll be here to mulch it in a few days. If you can see behind me, Mark has cleared those beds and raked them, so they look really good. They'll be ready for mulching soon. We've just cleared out the polytunnel, but the footage didn't work because I'm out of storage space. So I've just had to mess about to film this for you. So we're just going to do a few last minute jobs, and while we're doing that, I'm going to show you what I got up to yesterday. So it's Saturday afternoon, and I have come to the Spen Valley Paxton Chrysanthemum Society, and it's their late show, and I've come to have a look around. I've never been to one of these shows before, so it's exciting. I'm meeting my brother and his wife, and my dad is managing it, so I'll see him, and I'm hoping to see some of my aunties and maybe even some cousins here today, so that should be exciting. So I'm going to go in and have a look and see if I can get a coffee in there as well. So it's Monday afternoon, and I have decided, seeing as it is quite cold, but it's dry outside, so I think I'm going to go at tidying up the back garden a little bit. It's yeah, the back garden's, it's been all right this year. It's coped better with the dry weather than the front garden has. The front garden has just failed. I've got some really nice antirrhinums out now, because we've had a wet autumn, but we had such a dry spring and summer. Things really struggled in the front garden. But the back garden's done okay. We've also here in Yorkshire been on a hosepipe ban for months now, so haven't been watering anything other than food, and that was only at the allotment anyway. So yeah, but I'll show you the back garden, but I think I'm going to tidy out the greenhouse because that needs a good clear out. I'm not going to get it all done today, but I'm going to have a little tidy it up and neaten it, so there's a nice space for me to sit and have a cuppa on the mornings. So let's go and have a go at that now. Oh, just a quick look around. Salvia Amistad, as you can see, has done quite well, but it has almost fallen over. Needs support for next year and needs moving to a slightly better position. I think we need to put things a little bit more centrally. I need to make a really good plan before I start tidying this up. I'm not going to tidy it up too much because I do like to leave the habitat for the bugs through the winter. But there are some things that do need... I do probably want to take out a lot of my annuals, but look at my antirrhinums. I mean, it's a bit messy, obviously it's messy, but the antirrhinums have done really well late on. That plant there, that aster, Michaelmas daisy, I thought it was a phlox. It was labelled as a phlox when I planted it, and it isn't. It's an aster, which I'm very happy about. Very happy about, actually, because I really do love them. My youngest's birthday is in October, so I kind of... and my great-grandma's birthday was in October as well, and it was her favourite flower was the Michaelmas daisy. And I do have a couple, but they've already gone over. And I've had them a few years and they're just not what they were, so I think it's time to replace them with some newer plants. So yeah, so this is how it's looking. Calendula's having another resurgence. This dahlia has been good, but obviously I haven't deadheaded. I'm not a massive lover of that kind of yellow. It's a bit of a cold yellow. I like a more buttery yellow. The cosmos that didn't flower did eventually flower and fell over, and yeah, fennel in the field that's seeded from ours. And we've had some achillea in the field as well, which I was very happy about, and some Nautia, Melton pastels. So yeah, this is how it's kind of looking. The geraniums had another little flourish, but obviously it's an autumn garden, it's not looking amazing, but it needs a tidy up. But like I said, I leave a lot of it in place over the winter as habitat, but I need to make a good plan of all the perennials that are in. One thing I have decided though is, because of the dry weather, the hanging baskets died out quite quickly, but all the pelargoniums did really well. So I think next year, when it comes to bedding plants in pots and things, I really do think I'm going to focus on those pelargoniums, because they are very drought tolerant and they've looked nice in the front garden as well. I just haven't kept up to the deadheading, but you know, next year maybe I'll be a little bit more on the ball, you know. But yeah, there's been some good stuff in here, but everything's looking tired and stuff now. So let's go have a look in the greenhouse. Yeah, so here we go. This is how it's looking. It's untidy. So I'm not going to do tons today, but I think I would just like to straighten it up, because to be honest with you, I really enjoy coming in here in the autumn and winter and just having a cup of tea and sitting down and enjoying the space. don't know what it is about a greenhouse. I don't really like being in here in the summer, but it obviously gets very, very hot. But yeah, it's just a nice place to sit if you want to be outside through those colder, darker months. But it's a bit cold to be outside. Yeah, well, let's get on then. Feed. Oh, I've got some new enviromesh as well. Yes, because I do need to plant these out at the allotment, but the bed is not ready yet, so I think I'm going to put them on, and then I'm going to put these in the bed in front of the greenhouse window, so where all that compost is at the moment. So I need to put that where it's going and then plant these and then create a frame for nets, because although we don't have to net for cabbage whites, I want to keep the pigeons off, so we need a really good strong frame so we can have that net really nice and taut, so we don't want to get the pigeons caught in it either. So it's got to be safe, you know, safe as possible. Yeah. Well, I've not done tons, but it feels better. It feels more organised. It feels a bit cleaner, a bit tidier, and yeah, a bit less overwhelming as well. So that's not bad. Just sometimes you just got to kind of give yourself a power half hour to get stuff done, get stuff organised, and sometimes that's all you've got. Sometimes that's all I've got. So yeah, just going to spend 5 minutes getting rid of some of these green flies, because there's a few on here. Get rid of those wherever possible, and then we'll be going back inside because my tea's gone cold. So I've got my cuppa. And I just wanted to say a really big thank you to all of my subscribers and all of our viewers. Actually, the majority of our viewers are not subscribers, so if you are new or if you do watch from time to time and you haven't hit that subscribe button, it would really mean the world to me if you would consider doing it. It really does help. It really does help. The more of you interact with the video, like it, leave comments, subscribe, share, and I think you can do that hype thingy now. Any of that would make a huge difference. The more people interact, the more people YouTube shows it to. That's how the algorithm works, and you know, it really does make a difference. It does. You might think that your little like doesn't make a difference, but it does. Plus, it makes me happy. It makes me happy, and the more people I can interact with around the world, the better. And I would love to know actually how your gardening year has been. How have you found it this year? What challenges have you faced? What successes have you had? It's been a very mixed year for me, but every year gives us an opportunity to learn more, doesn't it? And I certainly have. So yeah, we go into a new year with more knowledge, more experience, and maybe more practical and more reasonable expectations. That's the thing, reasonable expectations. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea in the greenhouse, listening to the rain on the roof, which is such a nice thing to be able to do. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.